वेलकम टू रेडियो जिंदगी यूएसएस नंबर 1 साउथ एशियन रेडियो नेटवर्क। और मैं हूं आपका दोस्त और होस्ट अवनीश। और आप जानते हैं कि मैं हर हफ्ते एक न एक किसी सेलिब्रिटी को लेकर आता हूं जिसको किसी भी तारीफ या इंट्रोडक्शन के वो मोहताज नहीं होते। ऐसे ही हमारे साथ आप स्क्रीन पर देख रहे हैं, इस वक्त है निखिल अडवाणी, द राइटर, डायरेक्टर एंड प्रोड्यूसर। वेलकम टू रेडियो जिंदगी निखिल।
थैंक यू अवनीश।
निखिल, सबसे पहला सवाल तो यही है कि how you don these three caps very easily, you're at ease on donning on these caps.
I don't know, yeah, Avnish. It's a good question, and it's I don't know, yeah, Avnish. The thing is that I think that at this point in my life, I'm living a dream, and the best way to continue living that dream is not go to sleep because then you have to wake up, you know. So I'm just doing all the work I can do. I'm just telling all the stories I can tell. I'm very happy. I'm very fortunate that I have people with me who yeah who believe in the stories I want to tell. Yeah, so I'm
Great, and such is a story about Mumbai Diaries, I guess. And Mumbai Diaries, I mean, how this thought cropped up, because इतनी सारी stories हैं मुंबई जो वो attack हुआ था उसमें. So how you picked up this medical drama?
The thing is that Avnish, I didn't want to tell the story of the Mumbai attacks. I wanted to tell the story of a hospital, a medical drama. So I like shows like ER. I like shows like Chicago Hope. I like shows like Chicago Med. I like shows like Code Black. I like medical shows, and I wanted to tell a medical show. And when I was doing the research, and I went into a government hospital in Mumbai city, and I saw the lack of infrastructure, the lack of medicines and the lack of facilities, but the heroism and the bravery and the courage and the passion and the dedication of the doctors. And I felt that we have to tell the story of these guys. These are the guys that we need to tell the story. But on any given day in a very big government hospital in this city, there are about 300 admissions. There are 1,200 beds. Doctors are actually doing procedures in the corridors, on the beds. People are just waiting. I said, but what if we flip it? Let's make it a little more difficult for them. What if it is not a ordinary day? What if it is the most dreadful day in the history of this city?
Right.
And so we married that in, right? And if people who have followed 26/11 know that at one point the terrorists entered a hospital, so it became organic for us. What if the terrorists entered this hospital? So
Right.
the story, I think. I think the real life events that took place on that night helped me to fashion out what I want to tell with the doctors who are all fictional characters, but who all have some kind of inspiration or connection or some kind of. I borrowed some things from real life people.
Yeah, very rightly said, Nikhil. Because I think that is the reason we have been given 360 degrees, right? So you see a subject from 360-degree angle, and every angle has a different story to tell, right? And that's what you picked up, I guess.
Yeah, so I think that credit of that 360-degree angle needs to be also given to not only the writers of the show, because the show kept building, the show kept going out. The logline of the show is those who are meant to heal are the most broken. So you're actually finding out what. See, we go into a doctor's room, and we never think कि doctor के साथ क्या हो रहा है, उनके साथ क्या हो रहा है, उनके लाइफ में क्या हो रहा है, उन्होंने आज अपने पति पत्नी के साथ फाइट किया है, या पति के साथ फाइट किया है, या उनके दिमाग में क्या चल रहा है, उनके क्या प्रॉब्लम्स हैं, उनके क्या इनसिक्योरिटीज है, उनके क्या इनएडिक्वेसीज है. तो I put all that in, and then it allowed me to make Mohit Raina's wife work at the Taj. So she's stuck at the Taj. She works over there.
Oh,
He's wondering what is happening over there. Another doctor's parents are at the Taj. They're being facilitated at the Taj. So what is happening with them over there? What the attack is. So it allowed me to move out from there. It allowed me to tell the story of cops who are stuck at Metro Junction, who are now being brought into the hospital because of the Metro Junction shootout. They come into the hospital. So wo cop jo, I knew a story of what had happened at the Taj with a particular cop and 6 or 7 of his subordinates. How they had for 55 hours they protected the people at the Taj, and they stood against the terror. So it allowed me to do this. So suddenly the 360 thing came about, and it ceased to be just the story of the hospital, and it became the story of the city. And that's where Aparna Purohit of Amazon, she was the creative, and turned around and said, yeah, let's not call it Bombay Hospital. Let's call it Mumbai Diaries. Let's talk about the city. Let's talk about the survival aspect of the city. Let's talk about the strength of the city. Let's talk about the resilience of the city.
Yeah, I was coming to that only. Why Mumbai Diaries? So you have already explained why Mumbai Diaries.
Because
And then,
Mumbai, you know, the interesting thing, Avnish, is that on 27/11, at the time that it's supposed to, I think it's 5:42 in the morning,
yeah,
the Churchgate local left from Churchgate towards Virar. So the city does not stop. The city will not allow
right,
it to be broken. And
right,
that's such a fascinating. So if I show, if there is anybody that I can show is exactly like the city, they are the frontline workers. They are the frontline responders. They are like my city, right? So they will not stop. They, irrespective of whatever happens, no matter what adversary, no matter what they have to deal with, they will continue working.
yeah, I can see this coming from within you. And the way you have read it, the way you have scripted it, the way you have directed it, it's coming within from within you. Just which shows how good it is going to be. Mumbai Diaries, and everybody I think is going to watch it. Nikhil, another question which pops up because I also write stories, and I've done a story on Major Unni Krishnan of this 2611 only. So when he entered, Taj and all. So story can be told in 30 minutes. Story can be told in 3 hours, and story can be told in 30 episodes also. So you have done this in episodic, and episodic stories mostly they are supposed to be complete in itself, and then leave something for the audience to linger on for the next episode. So how you managed and what exactly went behind writing Mumbai Diaries on this? Mumbai Diaries on this.
Like I said, Avnish, we are telling the story of Dr. Kaushik Oberoi, of Chitra Das, who is the administrative staff. She's a social service director of Bombay Hospital, of Madhusudan Nair, who is the CMO of Bombay General Hospital, of 3 interns, of the nurses, of the ward boys. So once they are done with 2611, what is going to happen next in their lives? What if another event happens to the city? What if there is another thing that happens to the city that threatens the city to be broken? What will these guys do again? That is the format with which I have conceived Mumbai Diaries. So they will going forward, whenever we do go forward, there will that will be the. So what is the threat that is going to happen to the city? What is the threat that is happening to their individual lives? How is that marrying each other? And how by solving one do you solve the other?
Great. So when is it releasing, and what people should look forward to in Mumbai Diaries?
Mumbai Diaries actually releases on 9/11, so 26/11 releases on 9/11. Yeah, so the reason I'm saying this is because everybody living in New York, all my friends who live in New York and live in Boston and Chicago and Washington and LA, they all have the same. 9/11 is a date that is imprinted in the minds of most Americans, right? I mean,
Right.
Desis as well as
Everyone, yeah,
whites and blacks and Hispanic and Latino, and they all, everybody
absolutely.
has, when 9/11 happened, I was here. Similarly, 26/11 is a similar thing for most people living in this country, especially living in the city of Mumbai. When 26/11 happened, it is here. So I think we release on the September 9th. I look forward to see how people watch the show.
Definitely, it's going to be wonderful, Nikhil. And what problems came during the shoot? Because I think it was a shot in pandemic.
Actually, it was not shot in the pandemic.
Okay.
We actually finished shooting in the first week of February 2020, and and the pandemic came to India. I mean, the COVID came to India in the last week of February 2020.
Right.
We were very lucky. We had actually finished it. We actually did all the post work, all the editing and the post production happened during the lockdown. I had to be constantly on Zoom with my editor and my music director and my the DI. So I mean, when finally lockdown did open up, that's when I got the option to go and watch the color correction, the color grade, and the VFX and all this kind of stuff. But yeah, so the post production happened during the pandemic, during the first lockdown. While this thing did not happen, we were lucky. We finished the shoot.
Great. And I think the trailers are very promising. I've seen the trailers. very, very promising. The grip, itself, the trailer itself tells the story, and it is very gripping. And the music and everything, the ambience created, it's just wonderful. And looking forward to it. And just something about something personal, which is off Mumbai Diaries, about Nikhil. Nikhil started from love stories to and finally came to such stories. So how that transition became and how.
I think I've always gravitated towards stories which have to do with spies, espionage, terrorism. I like watching those. Zero Dark 30 is one of my favorite films. I watch it over and over again. But I think that what is common now, Avnish, in what I do is drama. So even when I did the animation film for which we won the national award,
Yeah.
uh, it's a story of animals who are actually dealing with poachers at Sanjay Gandhi National Park in Mumbai, and their land and their home is being threatened, and they choose to take a trip from Mumbai via Run of Kutch via Gujarat
Yeah.
to Rajasthan to Delhi, and to talk to the Prime Minister to tell them that please don't don't this thing our land. So there's a lot of drama in that. So it's animals trying to teach humanity. The
Absolutely.
common theme in whatever I like to do is drama, whether it's love story or whether it is the realistic stuff that I'm doing right now. Yeah.
So it was a pleasure talking to a master storyteller, Nikhil ADVANI. Nikhil, this will be aired in US. We are the number one South Asian radio in USA, and it will be for the listeners. Some last word if you want to say for Mumbai Diaries and otherwise.
Well, I hope you like what you see. I hope you enjoy it. My attempt has been to transfer you from your homes into the government hospital in Mumbai on that dreadful night, but also so that you can witness the outstanding work that is done by the first line responders and the first line workers
Absolutely.
of our city, and how they keep the city safe. I, um, I mean, it's very close to me. This particular subject is very close to me. The show is very close to me, and I really hope that you not only get in. I mean, I not only are thrilled by it, because it's at the end of the day it's a thriller also, but at the same time somewhere or the other you are uh, uh, elated by what I've tried to do with the first line responders.
And I think, though not planned, but after Afghanistan thing going on, and, and this will be a continuity to that. So I think people will definitely watch the same stuff in a different manner altogether. It's a different ball game. But thank you so much, Nikhil, for joining us at Radio Zindagi. It was a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you so much, Anish. Thank you. Thank you.
Welcome. Thank you. Thank you so much.